The second season of One Punch Man is still damn nice, but let's be honest, even if the second season is more shiny and stuff, the animation is much more stiffer and sometimes somehow heartless. Somehow not the feeling comes across as in the first season. The opening is still very nice. The second season has an IMDb rating of 8.2 out of 10. Well, let's see what the second season has to offer. Shopping day with King. With one look, monsters already give up. A robot which was built by an organization and came especially to kill King will probably not do anything halfway, which is pretty bad since King is more appearance than reality and wants to go to the bathroom and get away. Good that Genos and Saitama were in the area and take over the robot. Or rather, Genos takes it over and Saitama follows King home, who plays a bit with Saitama and has to admit that he's actually weak as fuck and only got all the credits from Saitama's kills at the time. Genos brings the robot to the professor to maybe become stronger. Also, Saitama is already a target for Sonic and Fubuki. Oh yeah, and Saitama has found a playmate in King. The hero organization now also wants to recruit criminals, as long as the biceps fits. Garo's appearance, who doesn't think monsters are so bad at all and instead takes care of the 3 A-class heroes. One he grabs by the collar, the other he gives a different design for his arm, and one he has turned into Tien. First the criminals laugh, but then it's their turn too. It's a pity that Sonic left early, that would have been fun. He was much more interested in Saitama, but first he has to pass Genos. While the two are busy playing, B-Class 1 Fubuki comes over to get Saitama into their group. Saitama doesn't want to. Knock out 2 guys, play with her a bit and run into the other 2 who are still full on. To prevent further damage, Saitama takes over. Sonic now moves so fast that he creates 10 after images. Saitama uses sidesteps, with that there is silence. Fubuki realizes that Saitama is way too strong. Even an S-rank is a student of his. When King also comes to him to get his game back, it was all over for her. By the way, B-rank 7 Saitama and S-rank 14 Genos got their hero names. Genos is now called Demon Cyborg and Saitama Bald Cape, while Garo continues his hero hunt and easily defeats an A-rank tank top brother. Bang is a bit stricter to his remaining student than usual at the moment because Garo was his old student and Bang wants to take care of him personally, with his older brother. Garo currently has plenty of things to do anyway. After all, he faces Moomin Rider and then fights against Tank Top Master. Moomin Rider even puts himself in front of Garo to protect him when he was already pretty messed up. So he'd rather go home peacefully. As if. Now comes Bang's technique and Tank Top Master has to take a hit. First Moomin Rider gets knocked out, then Tank Top Master, then the other Tank Tops, and in the end Charanko too. Saitama visits Moomin Rider in the hospital and brings him bananas to only eat them himself. One then for Moomin Rider after all, one for Tank Top Master who is chilling right next to them, and one for Charanko as well. Everyone is worried because Garo was so strong, which only arouses Saitama's interest. But maybe join a tournament first. Garo chills with a boy on the bench, evaluates some heroes and monsters and then goes back to his hobby. This time it's Golden Ball's turn, who gets support from Spring Mustachio. But nothing helps. There comes Saitama by. Garo thinks it will be an easy game. Yeah, it will be, for Saitama. He just wanted to buy a wig for today's tournaments. Garo wasn't a fan of heroes even as a small child, but of the bad guys. That's why he wants to become the ultimate evil and defeat all the heroes. But first get up from the trash. While he was asleep, Metal Bat is allowed to play bodyguard because of him and actually has plenty to do. First a smaller centipede, which is no problem. Then a bigger one with a partner, which was already more difficult but still lost to Metal Bat. Boss level Sentikodo reached, which already brings Metal Bat alone in trouble. Then Garo joins to give him even more trouble. In the meantime, Saitama Incognito chills at the tournament and gets bored. The contact with Metal Bat is broken. Time for Metal Knight! Except that the little caterpillar is not the only monster. Strong monsters are popping up everywhere and the hero organization has to take care of them. And Metal Bat is more or less rescued by his little sister because Garo didn't want to keep finishing off the brother in front of her. He even saved them from 2 monsters who invited him to the monster organization. However, he doesn't want to. The monsters take the boy hostage and retreat again. And you can almost feel sorry for the monsters who meet the bad-tempered Bang. The other monsters have it a little easier and get the hero organization into trouble. And how is Saitama doing in the tournament? He is still chilling while the first pairing is finished. Next up is Saitama, who slaps the opponent out of existence. Lightning Max gets to fight the tournament favorite Suiryu next, who wins the fight with a kick. One round after another is contested, while Genos goes outside and takes care of one monster after another. Next, Saitama, Charanko of course, has to fight Bakuzan, who is feared for his brutality. And again, he wants his opponent, and he's out. Genos has much bigger problems with the cockroach, which then also is grilled, and already comes the next monster. Fubuki and her fan club try it against my ex-girlfriend and screw up. Good that little big sister was nearby and could help. Outside the tournament there's still enough trouble, and inside, the next A-rank hero gets kicked out by Suiryu, while Saitama recolors the ceramic. The monster organization also finished off Metal Knight. Saitama is one round further again, and more as rank heroes mess up the monsters. One knocks down the heads, the other needed a dessert, and another one wants to cut one when Tatsumaki was faster. Too bad, Flashy Flash. Atomic Samurai mobilizes the Council of Swords to stop Garo. One of them ate some of the Kinder Monster surprise and became one himself. To which Atomic Samurai reacts slightly allergic and turns him into a 1000 pieces puzzle. The final is on! Saitama vs Suiryu. Again and again Saitama's cover almost flies off his head. Sure enough when he kicks him across the area. A bit of grumbling against heroes and being shown true strength by Saitama, causing his wig to choose a new wearer. The ground. No wigs allowed. Saitama gets disqualified, which doesn't bother Suiryu at all. He's impressed by Saitama's strength and wants to go on. With full power, with passion, he tried to defeat Saitama, but was pushed out of the ring by his breathtaking hip swing. And by the way, Genos is defeated. Monsters stormed the tournament and want the participants to eat monster chocobons to become part of the team. One by one they transform before being killed, only to be finished off one by one just as quickly by Suiryu. However, one is also stronger than the other, so he was even made to bleed. And the boss is on a whole different level. In that time, Watchman Dog gives Garo pause all the time. What a good boy. In the tournament, Suiryu doesn't stand a chance at all. The others are also beaten up by monster ravens. But Bakuzan is still there, who's a snitch and greedy too. He eats all monster cells as if they were rare candies. Only there were a few too many. Suiryu is saved by the two heroes he spoke ill of in the fight against Saitama, and Bakuzan has digitized after all and gives Suiryu the rest. All seems lost, hopefully a hero will help him. And that was Saitama's sign. First, Saitama takes care of Bakuzan's revenge, then he finishes Gogetsu alone. Well, he's just too strong. Everything has become boring. Meeting King, philosophizing with him a bit, and then kicking away Garo, who had been beaten up by Watchman Dog and now tried to attack King. Since you think that only heroes have their hands full, Sonic also has a visit from two old acquaintances, who also want to bring him into the monster organization by showing him how strong they have become, and he could also become so strong. To defeat Saitama, he would even do that. But first he had to cook that to be able to eat it. And even after that, he probably had just diarrhea. Saitama plays with King and loses one fight after another. King is actually called by the hero organization, but he just don't answer. After all, there's a big problem. The monster organization came through a parasite into the headquarters to spread terror and bullets. Luckily, Blackstar is there to destroy the vermin and calm everything down with a little show. Garo retreats back to his hiding place for now, only he's caught in the act. The motherboard of Genos has been successfully changed and, as you can imagine, a few heroes have joined forces to finish Garo off. He's in his hideout where he meets his little buddy, giving him a few tips against bullying, going out alone and fighting the heroes so as not to endanger the little boy. Only Garo is hurt a little too hard to win 100% sure. Garo have already been hit and seemingly poisoned in the process, which doesn't make it any easier for him. Nevertheless, he doesn't give up and grabs each one individually. One by one they are more or less defeated by the weapons and attacks of their own people. Gohan's human clone gets a flashback, to have no chance anyway. Protect the hut and with it the little boy from shots fired by the Gatling and finish off the last A-rank hero. Little boy comes out, gets scared of Garou and runs away. One gun, one edit, which is Genos, who was called by the human Gohan. First then saved by few monsters, then also more or less saved by Bang and his brother. As his old master, he wants to finish Garou himself, with his brother. Bang and Garou in a normal little disagreement. Two opinions are stronger than one, so the double brother fist comes along. There Garou has of course first of all time to remember his earlier days where he has noticed that Hiro sucks. Although these were only kids who always beat him up, and he also always got in trouble for it. Garou still tries to fight back, but in the end has to be saved by Phoenix Man, who gets help from the centipede to escape. Quickly save all the unconscious heroes and then take care of the ugly creature. This thing has already gotten once beaten up from S-Class number 1 Blast and now wants to rage until it gets its revenge. So now it's the Three's turn. Only they fight back of course, and with the combined brother fist they crack the thing. So actually it's just molting to keep on attacking. It's Genos' turn. He starts some real action, tries it inside, burns him worse than hot cheese on the pellet, but the centipede survives that too and Genos is broken once again. One down, comes the next. King is in on it, drawing the beast's attention, so it attacks him and is popped like a balloon by Saitama with one punch. Day saved. Season over. Let's come to a conclusion. We have 12 good, no average or bad episodes. Still an awesome anime, but you can already notice a clear difference from Season 1. Hopefully Season 3 will become as great as Season 1.